We are backstage at the Albert E. Brumley Gospel Sing in Lebanon, Missouri. With me, Roy Lewis and Lizzy Long, known now as Little Roy and Lizzy. We want to welcome you to Gospel Music Today.
Well, I tell you what, I've heard about it, and I'm just so glad to be a part of it today, and having you to interview us makes us feel real good. We've been doing it a long time, but it ain't never long enough. You know, you need to get your name out there so everybody in the world can see you.
How did Little Roy and Lizzy get together?
Lizzy was born about 2 miles from me in Lincoln, Georgia, and I used to play music with her granddaddy when it was the Lewis brothers, and the Lewis family started in 1950, but before then, I was a banjo picker for the Lewis brothers. I was only 6 and 7, 8 years old, and we played music with her granddaddy, and they always wanted to stay on the farm and do things like that. And the Lewis brothers, we bought our first PA system, put Lewis brothers on it, and we just wanted to be out there singing. Well, we got booked on a program, The Woodmen of the World. Mama said, y'all got to sing some gospel music. So we put the Lewis family together in 1950, and of course, and then in 53, we really started up and had the television program. But all that had to end because of sickness and death. And in 2009, I was getting Lizzy ready. Me and her had been going to churches and singing and playing when the Lewis family was not able to. And then she moved to Nashville and had a couple of bands up there. And when I found out the Lewis family was going to retire, we just put it together and she moved back home. And in 2009, we started the Little Roy and Lizzy show.
How many years have you been here at the Brumley Sing?
Ever how old it is, I've never missed but 2 times. And one time the Lewis family had to go to California, and last year Bob, he messed up, and Bonnie messed up, my wife, and they both booked somewhere else, and that's the reason we wasn't here last year.
We didn't get the dates coordinated right. We went to Canada last year, but that was good because we travel all in Canada now, so it's great.
Now the Lewis homestead is being renovated by
Jeff and Sherry. Sherry is my niece, and Polly, my sister, is Sherry's mama, and Pop had sold that old place where most of us was born. I was, and most of us were. He sold it. It was 44 acres, and he sold it probably 40 years ago, and just gave us the money. Gave all the family the money, and then it wasn't much, and then built a new house up on the big road up there where we live. And I stayed with Mom and Dad till I was 44 years old myself. And Miggy had that house, and that other house was gone. Well, Jeff and Sherry found out it was for sale, so they bought it. And you should have seen the house. I didn't think nobody could take something that termites had eat down to the ground and put it back. And he just had this vision that they had that vision, they wanted to do that. And I had, and Miggy, my oldest sister, had saved almost all the stuff that we had. The first television, and she saved all the pictures, and I saved all the big stuff. And so when you go down there, you'll see a lot of stuff that the Lewis family started with, and they're doing a great job with it. It's a vision that they had that I never would have dreamed it happened, to see the Lewis family birthplace.
Let me ask Lizzy about your current CD.
Yes, I have a brand new album out called Blueberry Pie. It features a duet called God Is There with Rhonda Vincent, who is sponsored by Martha White. She's the bluegrass queen. And then, of course, Ernie Halston's signature sound. They're singing on the bluegrass song that I wrote called Love. And Sam Bush and a whole bunch of other great folks are on there. And Little Roy's on there, and it's been number 14, I think. It tied for number 14 on the singing news charts here this last week. And it was number 5 on Country Gospel on the Nielsen SoundScan. So it's doing great, and we're excited about it.
We're just stepping out trying to do some new stuff to get new fans and friends. You know, you can get in a rut in the business, you know. And we're just trying to step out and do things and try to get other people interested in what we're doing. And a lot of people don't know why we called it the Little Roy and Lizzy Show. Well, when I was growing up, I watched all the hillbillies, well, the hillbillies, I call country music singers. I'm talking about like the real ones that started it. I always did like the word show. That's kind of like I'm showing you what I can do. The Porter Wagner Show, the Wilburn Brothers Show. And so when we retired, I kept telling them, I said, I want the word show on it. Yeah, but we gospel. Well, we started doing some things just kind of in the middle and found out the people like it just as good. Ain't nothing wrong with good songs, that good words, you know. So it's the Little Roy and Lizzy Show.
Before we go, we have people that watch us on television in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is close to Sand Springs, as you know. Tell me the story about that banjo pick.
Oh, I played so many times out there at Tulsa. I forget the building we played in, the Lewis family. But a fella used to come to see me at a place where Will Rogers was from. What was that name of that?
Claremont.
Claremont. A fella, they had a bluegrass festival over that way. And this fella was in another group, and he kept coming to see me, and he liked my banjo picking. So one day I showed up, and he said, I want to give you something, and it's this gold pig. And I thought for 20 years that he gave it to me, and found out the fella was a dentist, and he lived in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, and he was too bashful to give it to me. So this other fella gave it to me. I've been wearing it 40 years. It come from Sand Springs, and the gold out of it came out of people's teeth. You know, he was a dentist. So it didn't cost him nothing to make it, and I wore it all those years.
Well, it's a good one.
Well, thank you.
Well, Little Roy and Lizzy, thank you very much for being with us on Gospel Music today.
Thank you for having us. We so appreciate it.